You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today, and I am pleased to see that I have got the callers trained quite well. I don't have to feel bad about having to drop calls or anything. First call, right at 12:05. Let's do this.
Daddy! Holy Moses! The first round of the whole game? And he puts him on the ground like that, like Iverson crossing over somebody? Dobbs! What a rout! That's gotta mean something. All right, let's march.
Yeah, Dobbs had a fantastic game. I mean, he looked like... All right, so this is stupid. But let me ask you a question. When you were a kid, maybe a little bit when you're an adult, but especially when you were a kid, do you ever play a game where, let's say you've got a little ball and there's a cup on the other side of the room, and for whatever stupid reason you tell yourself somebody is holding your family hostage, and if you don't make this shot, they're all going to die. This is for all of it. It's for everything. Right here, right now. You ever do that? I don't know. I've done that in my life in the past. Not like yesterday or anything. With berries on a tree. And then when you miss, you start making new rules. No, you get 3 chances, actually, is what I said. You didn't hear me right. I said 3 chances. Anyways, that's what Dobbs looked like to me. His family was being held hostage, and if he didn't make that catch, they were all going to get it.
The X-Man! And the jersey hanging right out of his shoulder pads. I mean, the only one in the world. I just love that guy.
Snacks, you got some of my favorite calls calling in just jacked up. Sometimes I struggle to know what we're talking about here, but I'm guessing that was a Xavier McKinney's sack. I don't think he did much else. I mean, not that he had a bad day, but I think that was his only big play of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Tucker Kraft, cheese slices, baby. He might be the best tight end we've had since Paul Kaufman. Woo!
Dude, that catch, I said it on tomorrow's podcast. I don't know that I've seen a tight end make a catch like that. That looked like one of Romeo Dobbs' catches. The way he lays out for it, the body twisting in the air and everything else. My brain broke when I saw that because his body looked like Tucker Kraft, but that's not Tucker Kraft. So I'm like, who's the giant white wide receiver that we got? Is Romeo that light-skinned? Did Christian get real big all of a sudden and lose his tattoos? I'm trying to figure out what just happened, because that cannot have been Tucker Kraft that just made that diving through the air, twisting, beautiful fingertip catch. On top of that, getting a big, I think, third down pickup, lowering his shoulder, knocking a DB to the ground and just going and getting it. That guy's just a freaking beast of a man.
Man, a laser again to Witt. Caught it, finally.
Oh.
Nice dexterity keeping it in. I mean, I gave cheese slices some love in the catch, but that was a dart by Loveman, too. God, think about it. If we didn't have some of the silly mistakes, this would be all right.
Right.
I don't mind how we look. I hope Clay's all right. I think he should be. But let's go, baby. I like this. Standing up against a good team. Let's do it.
And that really was the theme of the whole thing. I mean, that's we may as well have just had the same call at the end of the game. If it wasn't for the mistakes, this team would have just steamrolled the Texans. It was one of the better defensive performances I've seen in a very long time. Holding a top 10 quarterback to under 100 yards, and the rushing game was 4.3 yards per attempt, which is not anything special at all. If we didn't just gift them a bunch of points by putting them inside the 20-yard line, I think 3 different times, this would have just been a spanking. 3 turnovers, and we won the game. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Snacks, what else you got for me, man?
Man. Oh, maybe I jinxed it. Maybe it was me saying he was throwing darts. It really is the cow. I know he's under pressure, but gosh, I wish that he'd tighten that stuff up a little bit. Valentine giving it to him, Jordan giving it to him. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've been kind of on top of it the whole way through here. Yet we're down. They're going for 2, so who knows? But still cocky. But good Lord, man, tighten that stuff up. We tighten it up. This is a no contest deal.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. I mean, you're in the throes of panic, like we all were, and that's not going to get better until the last second. But I mean that is the story of the game. I mean, it's if you could just not be stupid, Jordan, Jaden Reed, Keyshawn Nixon, and yes, I'm blaming Keyshawn, not Ballantyne. Freaking number 1, catch it. Number 2, don't jump out of the way last minute, and then alert your guys as the ball's hitting them. Like, hey, watch out, fire, or whatever crap. No, that doesn't work. It's too late. You have to catch it now, dum-dum. But yeah, it's a scary situation. What else you got for me, Snacks?
And Williams is the effing man. Man, I like him a lot.
I mean, he just seems solid. Like, he makes some big plays, but a lot of times it's like, somebody will miss a tackle, and then he comes and cleans it up. You know what I mean? Like, he's just solid. You got that 2-point conversion. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. You said they were going for 2, and 3 minutes later you call. But it was all game. Even if it was like a 7-yard run, Williams comes in and it just comes to an end at that point. That's when it ends. You might be able to get past some people, but you get to Williams and it's game over. It feels like he's a veteran. It feels like this is one of the guys you can count on. There's a handful of guys that I have trust in, and for some weird reason, he's one of them. All right, we're at 1:30 now. Chris from Alabama.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama.
What's up?
All right, we got halftime, man, and I got mixed emotion about what's going on right now. In one part of my emotion, I feel like defense been playing fairly well. Offense has been playing well. And then on the other side, I'm like, Jordan Love is making bad mistakes, terrible mistakes.
Yep.
And the defense can't stop the run. So I don't know if both things are true, which they probably are. But I'm leaning more so on the side of we need to tighten this thing up. It's good that we getting pressure on Stroud. We rattle them. That's great. Continue that. But we're going to have to buckle down on this run. They got a lead. They're going to continue to run the football. They don't have no need to go away from it. It's working. We're going to have to make major adjustments to stop that run. Jordan Love has looked great. And then Jordan Love has looked like, what in the F are you doing?
Yeah.
The turnovers, we got to get that to a minimum. Make better decisions. We cannot give Houston short fields like that. We should be up on these guys easily, at least by a touchdown, or at least by the score that we're up, at least 7 points. Like, we should be up on them, man. It shouldn't be no reason that we down, but it's only a 5-point lead. We done gave the ball away 3 times, and we're only down by 5. That just let us know we're playing good football, but we got to keep these mistakes down, man. Keep the mistakes down. We can buckle down in the second half and go on come out of here with a victory, with a much needed victory, man. But yeah, that's my analysis right now, man. Like I'm mixed emotions. Hopefully more of the good or outshine the bad in the second half, and we can come out of here with a win. But go Pack go, and I'll talk to y'all after the game, man.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd say about the run defense, again, I've seen few people kind of upset about it. I don't know if maybe, because toward the end, that's where, I don't know, I wouldn't say it tightened up, but you had pretty much every first down was a 2-yard loss by the team that we played. I can't get Steelers out of my head because I'm watching the game, the Texans. But it's either it got better as the game went on, or there's just kind of a general misconception, and I think because it can be so frustrating on the big runs, when you stop them for a 1-yard gain, it's kind of like, okay. It's not like, yay, the greatest thing in the world, only a 1-yard gain. 1-yard gain on a run is trash. It's a great job by the D. Nobody really cares that much. But when they run for 8 or 9, especially when there's like 1 or 2 missed tackles, it's infuriating. So they'll have 3 good stops and then a 11-yard run, and it's like this freaking run defense is garbage. When in reality, that averages out to 2.8 yards per carry over the series or whatever. So bottom line, I don't think it was that bad. Again, Mixon had 4.6 yards per attempt or something, which is really nothing super incredible. It wasn't like a dominant performance like it was against the pass. I think overall it was a dominant performance, but it was adequate against the run, and it was about as just locked down, shut out as you can get in the pass game. And let's be honest, if you had to choose, obviously you would rather you'd rather shut down the passing attack. So I was happy with it. I'm hoping that by the end of it you kind of came around to it, but we'll see. I'm curious the perspective. I had some people reach out and like, what are we going to do to fix the defense? And I was like, what? Like, what? Did we watch the same game? I'm so confused.
Hey, Ryan, Craig from Indiana. It's halftime, and we're beating ourselves. 3 turnovers. Hard to win a game when I don't think we have any from them. So 3-0. We're, I guess, somewhat fortunate to only be 5 points down. But obviously, Jordan's got to be making better decisions. And I like the aggressiveness of the defense, especially early on, first quarter. But we got to be able to stop the Mixon and the run. So hopefully we make some adjustments and can stop them after they receive the kickoff in the second half and make a run. All right. We'll talk after the game. Bye.
Yeah, and I think the aggressiveness really just comes down to trusting your guys. I think that it's been a revelation this secondary. I think getting Jair back number 1, kicking Keyshawn out to the boundary, putting Bullard in the slot, and the absolute revelation that is Evan Williams has really just given a lot of trust. The linebackers, I think, are still a bit of a problem, but then you get, Eric Wilson to come in, and he was just lights out, not only in run defense, but in pressuring the quarterback with 2 sacks. He also had a pass breakup. He was fantastic. And you got Edrin Cooper, who's flying around. He wasn't as impactful in this game, but the guy can just make plays. But yeah, I really think that Hafley is excited that he's really starting to understand what kind of players he has and how to use them at the same time that the players are starting to understand how to play in this defense. And as long as this crew can stay healthy, again, I think if we lose Jair, we're in a lot of trouble. I think if we lose Rashawn, we might be in a little bit of trouble, as he's been kind of coming around. This is the second week in a row now for him. I got some stats for you tomorrow, but he had arguably his second best game of his entire career in this game. And like I said, last week was kind of when he first took his first step forward. So I was like, all right, probably not a coincidence that the first week Rashawn sort of played well is the first week that I thought the defense just looked good. Not like kind of rough, but with turnovers, just looked good. Not sure that's, right when we get Jair back is right when Rashawn starts to take off, is right when the defense starts to look good. Like, I don't think that these things are independent things of each other. So very, very excited. We got Jacksonville next week, which I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park. It's the NFL. There's no such thing. But it'll be a nice, hopefully a nice bounce-back game for our offense because we'll have to look into their defense. But I know they had a dominant performance against New England. But as of that Chicago Bears game, like I said, 32nd ranked pass defense. I mean, if Jordan's ever going to step it up and just really put on a clinic, that's going to be the day. I mean, he was good last week too, but his second bounce back game of the season, I don't know. Whatever. I'm feeling good about it. Hopefully get us to 6-2, and then if we can pull off a win in the division, 7-2 before our bye, and at that point, I'm not going to say it's locked up, but I mean, it's going to be real tough to not get into the playoffs if you go into a bye week at 7-2 with some very winnable games coming up.
Hey, Ryan, Craig from Indiana. It's halftime, and we're beating ourselves. 3 turnovers. It's hard to win a game when I don't think we have any from them. So 3-0. We're, I guess, somewhat fortunate to only be 5 points down. But obviously, Jordan's got to be making better decisions. And I like the aggressiveness of the defense, especially early on, first quarter. But we got to be able to stop the Mixon and the run. So hopefully we make some adjustments and can stop them after they receive the kickoff in the second half and make a run. All right. We'll talk after the game. Bye.
Theme of the day, man. Beating ourselves. Win in the end, but yeah, it's gotta chill out for sure. Gotta be a little bit smarter. It's been sloppy for almost every week through 7 weeks now. So hopefully that can frickin' stop a little bit. That'd be cool. Why don't we take our first break? We'll be right back.
JJ! Doesn't work the first time, try it again. What the hell? I can't believe he has never had a receiving touchdown. I always he's really not that old, but I feel like he's been a good receiver with the ball his entire NFL career. He just hadn't really got many opportunities.
Right.
It's nice to see them kind of taking advantage of that. I like his demeanor too. There's just something about him, man. Like I'm all in. And look at the red-haired kid in the front row. He looks like a leprechaun. Unbelievable, the Lambeau Leap guy. All right, that's it. We march.
I don't. Kind of threw me for a loop there at the end. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, it's good that he finally got his receiving touchdown. It's a ridiculous thing. He was underutilized as a receiver. I don't think we've even used him as much as a receiver as we should be, because that dude in space can do some damage. But I'm sure we'll see more of that. Kind of broke the ice with that receiving touchdown thing, and it's all uphill from here.
Would you look at Mr. Wilson? Man, I'll tell you what, Quay's going to have a hard time getting his job back if this boy keeps firing the way that he's firing, man.
Right.
And I got no problem with that. I love me some Quay, but golly, give him the mic and he's been doing work. We're doing it, man. We're doing it. Looking better.
We march. No? Okay.
How about the D? Just looking stout. We got 10 minutes left, fourth quarter. D making stops, talking a little trash, doing their thing. Not mad at it, man. Not mad at it in any shape or size. And I still love Josh Jacobs, even though they're going to call a clip there. But either way, we roll.
Yeah, it's about to get a little tense here in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. But, yeah, I just very impressed with the defense. I mean, they were put in constant, terrible situations. Overcame it to, in my opinion, the best that they possibly could. And just overall had a pretty fantastic day. Squiddly diddly.
144 left. What's Jordan Cutler going to do? Let's go.
And then we got Snacks at 3:01. This should be the game winner, I think.
Daddy! We got a kicker! And his name is McNuggets!
Yes!
Woo! Let's go party!
McNuggets. I appreciate you for picking up the phone, because all you guys really, I was in such a state. Oh my Lord. I couldn't interact with anybody. I couldn't pick up my phone. Couldn't engage in the chat. I was just up in my feelings the whole time. And even after it, I thought I was going to die. I mean, I'm going to die happy, but my goodness, that was just an absolutely ridiculous, heart-pounding, torturous, yet beautiful moment. Football's a weird thing. Sports are a weird thing. To be so miserable, so angry, so scared, and then so elated.
What's going on? I'm on the firefighter. How y'all doing?
What's up?
Just calling after the game winner. First of all, it feels so good to have a kicker, because if we would have had no decisions, we would have lost that game. But anyway, I'm happy we got a kicker. You got a pretty good kicker, and it's funny, I've won the assignment.
I'm going to cut in there because a revelation just happened that shouldn't have taken me this long to realize. It's not just like a meme joke kind of thing. You're probably 100% right. Not just because, oh man, he's bad kicker, but keep in mind, he not only got iced, but then you had a terrible interruption because our long snapper dirted it. And then, that kind of disrupts your rhythm or whatever. It really would have been, I would say, sub 50% that Narveson would have made that kick. I really believe that. And we probably would have all blamed the long snapper. It's freaking his fault. He should have, blah, 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 blah. massive kudos to actual real NFL kickers because they are great when you got one.
In the off season, but I know he had his little turmoil and controversy, but I'm glad we brought him along. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't know if we should have won this game. Now, the defense played pretty good. As far as with the pressure rate, we did an awesome job with that. I loved that. But there's two things that pissed me off in this game. One is our coach for his fancy play calling as far as like on 3rd and 1, like just run the ball. Like that's all you need to do. The little reverses and all this, like that's unnecessary. That's why they call it trick plays, because you're taking a chance for something that, instead of just doing a yard, just run straight. You know what I'm saying? That's all we needed to do. So that's all we needed to do. So I really need him to we just need to run the ball. Second is the daggone, I don't even remember it. I'm like so excited right now. I'm still watching the game. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Jordan Love, man. Like he throwing in like it's so funny. Like he's throwing, it's like don't risk it. Like as far as the interceptions, like even like his touchdown at Kraft, man, that joint was like so minute. And I'm cool if you like, I don't think you got it, I guess, but he always think he gonna make that play. So it's real confusing, man. It's like, I just want him to take better care of it. It's kind of like Aaron Rodgers can make those same plays, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers was risking the football. You know what I'm saying? And then you go back to, he won't chance it. So I guess you just got to learn how to live with that. But I do want him to practice more, do a better job with that, so he has. It won't be feel such a calculated risk. Lastly, I do believe we need to run the ball a lot more. We have Jacobs, and we
especially in this game, like Jordan, he's making some plays, but it's too high risk. I think running the ball was working fairly well. It got a little dicey at some points, and I understand why you try to get tricky because Jordan's struggling. The run game, you run for 2-3 yards. It's like we got to find a way to crack something open. But no, I thought it was working pretty well. And I agree with you that there was a certain point where it's like, bro, can we just run the ball? And then we did, and it seemed like we were kind of getting a little bit of rhythm. And yeah, it was frustrating. I mean, obviously, I love Matt and his play calling, and this is number 2 defense in football, so it's not easy to come up with the right plays. But there were certain times where I was just confused, and I think not running a little more, and then that one 3rd down play with the end around. And again, I can't be mad about it because it works. It's been working at like a 95% rate this year at a really, really, I mean, when I say working, I'm talking like ripping off 15-yard runs. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but on a 3rd and 1, yeah, I don't know, man. Just go get it. Just freaking go get it. Don't get weird with it.
We'll do again. The trick play on 3rd and 1, like run the ball. Like I know our offensive line ain't been doing the best job as run blocking, but we still need to do it, man, because I feel like Jacobs can do it a lot, get extra yardage just by himself. So anyway, good win, great win. It was an awesome game. I'm proud of the defense, and Gary got pressure. So anyway, go Pack, go.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, hey, Ryan. What a game, right?
What's up, Steve?
All the stress and tension, and then who pulls it out? Our kicker, McManus. Going to get himself a Lambeau leap. That I don't think I've ever seen a kicker get a Lambeau leap. I don't think it's ever happened as far as I know. But
by the way, I'm pretty sure the punter went up for a Lambeau leap as well, which is just the best thing ever.
Yeah. Hey, man, my opinions on the game, as having lost, the defense won that game. We can look at the numbers.
100%.
We can parcel everything out and say whatever we want. I know they didn't get any turnovers, but the defense won that game. Okay? We gave up 21 points. Was it 22 points? Give 22 points, and 10 of them, the Texans only had to get 22 yards to get 10 of those points. Because we gave it to them at the 11. And they didn't, they didn't have to. They didn't even achieve that. Because they only got 10 points. That the offense made mistakes.
made mistakes, big time mistakes. You know, even though it played real well, the mistakes it made were huge. And special teams, we need to get Reed off of kick returns.
It's a disaster.
Who catches the ball or tries to catch the ball on a punt that's going into the end zone? Literally going to fall into the end zone.
Just the worst.
Got to get rid of him. Something I want to bring up. Two things I want to bring up before I run out of time. What time I got left? Oh, I got a little bit of time. Number one, I don't know if you remember when we did the thing where we came up with whatever song the team should come out to. You know, when the team runs out the tunnel. My song that I picked was that Ludacris song, Move B.
Yeah.
All right. I hear they're playing it at the games now.
I think that's Tucker Kraft's song.
And they play it when the defense does well, and they use that song. So I feel pretty good because my song is being used. And two, I think it got overlooked due to your faux pas or foible or whatever we want to call it, not getting stuff recorded and whatever issue you had. But even with today not getting any turnovers, we talk about how many turnovers the team is going to get, how it'll fall off, and we might not maintain it. I looked up the stats, and you can check me and see if I'm wrong. But the best the Packers have ever done was the 81 Packers, and they had 54 turnovers or 54 takeaways. So check that, because right now, you know, if we get 2 a game, that's only 34. That's not anywhere near the record. So we can keep up this pace and keep getting some turnovers. All right, gotta go. Bye.
We did get to that call, by the way. You must have skipped out on yesterday's or last night's Packernet After Dark, because I went back and replayed it. But yeah, and you know, again, without going through the whole thing, my assumption was that the interceptions would slowly start to tick down. In contrast to what you're saying, and I think the last 2 weeks it has started to tick down. So I still think they're a good team as far as that's concerned, and obviously it's hard to get a lot of turnovers when they don't throw the ball much, you know. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you were to ask me, what would you rather have, the last 2 weeks where you didn't have a ton of turnovers but the defense looked really good, or the weeks before that where there were a ton of turnovers but the defense looks iffy? It's not even close. Screw the turnovers. I don't care. I mean, I want them, but I can't deal with we sucked, but we got lucky. I can't do that. I just can't. If we can be good and get the turnovers, that would be the chef's kiss right there.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Pac-Man Jersey Jim.
What's up?
Just want to give a shout-out to all the Packers fans today, and a special shout-out to my son. It's his birthday.
Hey,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Pac-Man Jr.
Junior.
Not the prettiest game we played.
Pac-Boy.
Came pretty close with the score. I told my son that we were going to win 27-22. It was 24-22. But you got to admit what a difference it is to have a kicker, right? This guy McManus is so much better than the other guy we had. What was his name? McAnus? Anyway.
No, it was not McAnus.
Shout out to the Packers, Packers fans.
That's wrong.
Go Pack, go. And I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, no, McManus is the guy we have now. McAnus was never a thing. That was not, that's not a kicker, I don't think, ever. That will never be a kicker. Anders, by the way, I saw everybody was kind of freaking out. He hit a 55-yarder. My reaction to that was, yeah, dude, he that's what he does. He hits 55-yarders. Apparently, I was told he also went on to miss an extra point. So it's like, that dude has not changed at all. He drills a 55-yarder and misses an extra point. Anders will always just be Anders, man. That's all there. Kudos to Gutekunst for just recognizing, yeah, this is never going to change. I don't know what they saw, but Gut and Bisaccia were watching him just like, this guy will never get better, ever. I still take him over Narveson, but I'm content with our situation. I'm happy. All right. We're flying through these pretty quick here. Why don't we take another break? We'll come back. We got Joe in Connecticut, Chris from Alabama Snacks, Tom in Wyoming, Kyle from Madison, Some more Pac-Man, Jersey, Jim, Trucker, Bob, Nico, Bill from South Carolina, Steve in Alaska. We got a big mix here. Usually there's like 2 callers that just called in 8 times. We got a bunch of different callers. I'm happy. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
It's Joe, the janitor from
What's
Connecticut.
going on, man?
Oof, long time no talk.
I know, right?
Anyway, man, what a nail biter. Finally got the chance to watch a full game and not a recap. It's been pretty awesome game for the defense.
Yep.
Jordan Love, man, unpredictable. Kind of like it though. It's like you don't never know whether he's going to throw a TD pass or an interception. Yeah, I called it in this last drive. I'm like, he's going to throw a pick. And the first pass nearly picked. With a bounce off of Dobbs' hands, I think. Or it was deflected. Yeah, it's crazy. But on a high note, a super high note,
yeah,
we have a new kicker.
Yeah.
And he won us the game. The kicker won us the game.
Crazy.
That is crazy to say. The kicker won us the game. Kicker usually loses us the game.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand.
So, just excited. Defense, again, played lights out. Thanks for the defense. They won us the game, for sure. I'll call back. I got more to say. I'm just excited right now, and I'm still a little busy, but talk to you soon. Shalom.
Strangely enough, Joe did not call back, but yeah, dude, excited. Glad to hear from you again. Good times, dude. Got a kicker. What's up with that? It's not to say there aren't devastating things to come. I'm sure that's going to happen at some point, but, feels good.
Ooh, man. What's going on, Ryan? This is Chris from Alabama, man.
Feeling good.
I had to wait.
I love the Chris from Alabama calls after a game. If you just play the first few seconds, I could tell you he's calling in after a win. It's that laid back, like, oh yeah, life is good, kind of tone to it,
Couple of minutes, man. I had to watch the end of the Lions-Vikings game. Ooh, intercepted Washington. I'm watching this Washington and Carolina game now, and Dalton just threw a pick. So anyway, but that ain't what I want to call to talk about. I want to call and talk about and tell everybody and let everybody know that, ladies and gentlemen, every Packer fans all across the world, we have a field goal kicker. And his name is Brandon McManus. Yes, sir. We got a field goal kicker, man.
Well, his name is debatable. So far, we have McNuggets and McAnus, but could be McManus. I don't know.
I have to call back about everything else that I saw and didn't saw. Well, we need to tighten up on, but right now, I'm just gonna celebrate the fact that we have a field goal kicker that can make the kick. The extra points didn't have me worrying. My heart wasn't beating fast during the extra points. My heart didn't beat. It beat a little fast on the kick because he been on the couch a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But he came through. The practice swing, when I saw the practice kick, I was like, yeah, I think he got it.
That did look smooth.
He booted it straight through. Get him a Lambeau leap. Let's go, man. Hey. Great win, man. Hard fought battle, man. Defensive Defensive.
I muted the wrong thing.
Defensive battle, man.
Dang it. I hit the mute button, but it was for my mic instead of I am stupid.
My bad. Defensive battle, man. Like this. That second half was just straight defensive battle, but we came out with the win, man. Proud of the team. Big win today, man. Go Pack, go, man. On to the next, man. We got to keep this momentum going. The NFC just got a whole lot tighter, man. So, hey, we're going to be in for a dog fight, man. But go Pack, go, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey, we got a kicker. We got a great punter. We got to figure out the long snapper and the returning situation because there's some freaking disasters going on there. But we might also have a defense, folks. So, feels good. Feels good.
Kind of nice, isn't it? Just to take the old breath, sit back, pour a little bit of Brown liquor and just enjoy. Golly. I know I called a ton today, so you can skip over 8 of them if you need to, just for me being a moron. But I don't know. It was a that's a good team we played. We didn't play amazingly on the turnover front, but everywhere else I felt like we did. And strangely enough, like I wasn't really worried. I was a little worried in the fact that we haven't had a kicker, but McNuggets came through, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But just huge love to the defense, man. I feel like the defense played really, really well. Still way too many penalties. But good on our line again. Good on Jordan for getting us in the position, and Romeo Dobbs, man. Like, don't kid yourself. That catch that he had to end it, giving a new kicker an extra 7 yards who's got the leg, like that made a huge difference. And how about the hold by Whalen or whatever God knows his last name is. But man, he punted amazingly today and had a really nice catch on that low snap to give old McNuggets some room. So anyway, man, I just with Detroit beating Minnesota, this turns into almost a must-win game, and now we're right back in the thick of things. And if our defense keeps progressing this way, I mean, there's so much upside, man. There is so much upside yet. So yeah, again, celebration time, man. Sitting down, Brown Liquor. Nice work, everybody. Let's roll.
Yeah, I mean, again, nothing more really needs to be said other than the Packers should have dominated the Texans if not for just a couple boneheaded mistakes. That's it. If Reed doesn't make stupid mistakes, if Keyshawn doesn't make stupid mistakes, and let's take away one of Jordan's picks. I don't want to take them all away as though like, well, yeah, let's just assume he never throws picks. But one of them was just being stupid, and one of them kind of looked like a Jordan thing. That first pick was the worst pick by far, but it also is not generally one that Jordan throws. And like I said, turnovers are about 50% luck, so let's just chalk one of them up to luck. Lady, shut your mouth. That was one of the craziest receptions I've ever seen in my life by George Pickens. He caught that ball 3 different times. But yeah, if you just take away 2 turnovers and a couple other boneheaded mistakes that are fortunately very rare, that was the second craziest catch I've ever seen. This is a domination of one of the best teams in football. So yeah, there's no reason to not get excited. They got to clean it up. You know, if you keep playing like a stupid team, you're going to keep getting the results of a stupid team. You're going to start losing games. But to lose the turnover battle by 3 turnovers and to make a bunch of other just completely stupid mistakes and still be talented enough to win, to be that dominant on defense and that talented on offense, to be able to overcome those mistakes. Yeah, the potential of this team is through the roof. I mean, just look at this, for example. I mean, if you're struggling to find a positive here, I'm watching Jets Steelers. I don't know who won. You know who won. I don't know who won. The Jets have Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner. I mean, dominant defense, right? Hall of Fame quarterback, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. You're 2-4 and are struggling to stop Russell Wilson, who is playing like complete trash. And I'm watching it thinking, the Jets don't even look that bad. I mean, there's been some mistakes here and there, but man, you can see the danger in that Devontae and Sauce, I keep calling him Sauce, Garrett Wilson. Like it's a scary group or whatever, but they're just not getting it done. Packers are a team that just finds a way to get it done, which is what we need right now. And they're a very resilient team, and they have not always been that way.
Hey, Tyler from Wyoming again.
So,
man, that was a good game. I know a lot of people are going to be mad about the whole Jordan Love interceptions thing. It is what it is. They're a good team, I guess, so good teams make other teams look not good. But, so fitting it came down to our kicker, isn't it? Man. But what I wanted to talk about just for a second is like, man, Romeo Dobbs he's just not doing it for me these days. He looked like someone shot his dog out there or something, but not in a good way. It's like he's, I don't know, like he made some good plays, and it's just like he could care less to be happy. I mean, it's like he's going out of his way to just like look.
I will say he was goofing on his way back into the tunnel. That was good to see. He was kind of screwing around, being a little goofy, which, I took to be a positive.
Like, he does not want to be there at all right now, which sucks because, I don't know, I think all of us kind of liked Romeo. At least I did anyway. I know a lot of other people did, of course, but I don't know. It just kind of almost seems like borderline toxic. Like, it's like, man, I hope that doesn't seep into everybody else, because everybody else, you can tell. They come to him, they cheer for him, and he's just like, he gets a first down pass on something that, or first down catch on something that would otherwise have had us punting, and he's just like walking away, head at the ground, and it's just sad. It's like, I don't know, I don't like that. That's kind of sucky, but hey, win's a win, and I'm glad we had McManus. I'd hate to see what would happen if Narveson or Carlson were doing it. So go Pack, go. Have a good day.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it today. As far as he seemed upset. I didn't really notice. I know he's not a celebration guy. It'd be cool if he was. He's not. I can get over that, I guess. I feel like my issue or concern is, if it seems like he's not interacting with his team, he doesn't really want to be there, he just seems upset or whatever. I mean, he played his heart out, and that's one of the good things about it, too, is when your heart's not in it, you can see it on the football field. And this guy wanted every single one of those balls real bad. So I take that in and of itself as a positive sign. The last 2 weeks, he's been out of control good. And, again, at the end of the game, he was kind of goofing around with the camera and whatnot. I don't remember exactly what happened, but having a good time. So I feel like he's doing all right. I think it's going to be fine. I think he's going to be a good player for us for quite a long time. Interception. Oh, Rodgers is going to be mad because that was not his fault. Oh, he's going to be heated. Oh, that's going to be a touchdown. That's what I'm saying, though, man. It's a good football team. It's a talented... Devontae made the tackle from behind. It's a talented football team, but you just can't get it going, It really is like an organizational thing. Garrett Wilson's a good football player. It's just there's something wrong. There's just something wrong. Again, maybe the Jets still win this, but you should not be a 2-5 football team. Period. This is ridiculous. All right, let's do one more. We got Kyle from Madison.
Ryan, what's up, Kyle from Madison? Oh my goodness.
What's up, man?
So I'm calling to you, just doing a little vacation, actually, just outside Barcelona. Can you believe there's 3 freaking Packer bars within 30 miles of me right now in the south of Spain, man? Our team is so beloved around the world.
Crazy.
It is just insane. And it's so cool when you walk around wearing the Packer stuff because it's kind of secret to most people, And then you get like the person, it's like a secret club, and people are like, oh, hey, what's up? Because not everybody knows what it is. Man, when we made that kick, like, you could hear like a yelp in the streets. There's that many Packer fans around. It's crazy. I can't even believe it, man. What a freaking game. Holy crap. Jordan Love is insane, man. He is insane. Like, he made it's probably the greatest, -3-yard throw I've ever seen earlier in this game to Wilson. Like, he's got Kraft in the flat, and he's like, nah, I'll just put this to Wilson through 4 guys. I'm not saying it's the right decision. It's not the right decision. But he's just insane, man. It's like the nicest throw I've ever seen it from -3 yards. I don't even know what I just watched, man. That dude is crazy. Jordan Love's nuts, man. I don't know. Like, definitely a couple of those are just 100% on him. I don't know about the other ones, but man, I just love the fact that he is gunslinger, isn't he? He is gunslinger. Because, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know Favre was like this, but I just feel like Rodgers, when he throws some picks, man, he was just kind of, I don't want to say crumble, but things tended to not go well. And Love seems like, man, I almost wish it phased him a little bit more. So he could be a little bit more careful, but a couple of them were unlucky. I know, and you gotta force it on that last drive, but it just, that one Dobbs got to figure out, Texas D, man, they definitely saw some stuff on film that they were acting on today. You could tell. So I'll be interested to hear like the press conference. I hope somebody asked LaFleur because it just seemed like even that one ridiculous, like for however long Love plays, that throw through the safety fingers the end zone, that's going to be on his highlight reel. But even that one, like if you watch it, like the safety sees something, he just goes darting in. And yes, of course, he sees Kraft on the scene, but I don't know. It just seemed like D'Amico Ryans had him ready. It just seemed like the Texans really were on, like their film study was on point today. So that'll be interesting to hear what you have to say about that. But man, Love's crazy, dude. I mean, like he just keeps coming, you know. He's kind of a monster. Yep, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, whatever. Just keep slinging it. Let's go Packers. That was good time to sign a new kicker. Let's go, baby. Adios, amigo.
Well, that's the most optimistic view that I think I've ever heard of a guy playing a little sloppy. But yeah, no, it feels like every throw he makes is either like, holy crap, that was a good throw, or what the hell are you doing, dude? Especially the one interception that the first one was brutal. Real bad situation here. I'm seeing it. I got it muted, but offensive lineman Newman is getting carted out. It looks pretty ugly. Apparently, Jake Hansen, I'm assuming that's the former Green Bay Packer. Jake Hansen's going to be taking over. Olu Fashanu is the only other offensive lineman they have on their entire roster. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm not okay with it. Again, I've said this before, but some people are like, oh yeah, you didn't like it when Rodgers was cautious, and now no, bro, there is a huge gap between the two. There is a place in between. I'm not going to throw it to the wide open guy, and I'm going to throw it right to the defense. That it's those two things are not like you have to pick one. No, I don't. No, I do not have to pick one. And as I said, I would love it. It's like Jordan wants every throw to be like a highlight reel throw. He's constantly just fading away every single time. I see him like drifting back, and throwing off his back foot. I mean, Rodgers made a career off throwing off his back foot, but never once do I remember him doing it when he didn't have to. Jordan just wants to do it. Every throw has to be off his back foot. It's like, come on, guys. I don't know. I don't know. It's annoying. But again, outside of those 2 interceptions, it's not just like they were, just pretty much a normal game after that. No, it's like not every one, that's an exaggeration, but so many of these games, these passes, you watch it and it's like, holy cow, that was a good throw. I mean, a lot of the Dobbs passes, I mean, that's tight coverage. You got to put it, right inside or just outside or whatever the case is. And he put it right there. And it's just great chemistry between the two to be able to make that work. But obviously the Tucker Kraft throw was crazy. As a lot of people pointed out, if you don't have a gunslinger, he's probably not throwing that pass to Tucker Kraft there and getting a touchdown. So I'm not going to tell him, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I like Jordan because we saw it last year. We need this version of Jordan. This is what makes a guy an MVP caliber quarterback. But you cannot do that and throw all the picks. You can throw some picks, for sure, but let's just smarten it up a little bit. Again, don't stare at a defender and throw it right to him would be number 1. And stop the fadeaway jumper shots. Stop it. You don't have to throw every throw off your back foot. I'm going to lose my mind. Steelers touchdown. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. It is creeping up on 10 o'clock. I'm gonna try to get this up at 10 for once. Have yourselves a good night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.